what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself in check. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving back. Feel like I belong, tell me what's to moving on. Push myself to be the best, time to do this. Live it, then the best. My message starts to spread, and I had some better dreams. Big picture dreams, I ain't really what it seems. Try to find a way, it's always too long, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all the songs, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Finally, here I am back. एक्चुअली मुझे कल ही गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट की स्ट्रीम करनी थी, बट प्रॉब्लम ये हो गया ना, लाइक मेरे पास टाइम नहीं था, इसलिए मैं आज कर रहा हूँ. एनीवेज, हेलो गाइस, दिस इज रिटो एंड वेलकम बैक टू द गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट स्ट्रीम, लाइव स्ट्रीम आई मीन. तो मैं क्या सोच रहा था ना, चलो भाई आज ना एक काम करते हैं, पहले आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट खत्म कर लेते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले कुछ साइड वाले काम कर लेते हैं, जैसे कि डोमेन और वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट और कुछ, सॉरी वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट नहीं, कमीशन क्वेस्ट, और भी अगर कुछ रास्ते में अगर कोई नया क्वेस्ट मिल जाएगा वो भी कर देंगे. वेल हाउएवर, रास्ते में कोई ना कोई तो ऐसा मेन क्वेस्ट मिलता ही है जो कि लाइक दिमाग पागल कर देता है बिना डायलॉग्स के. अगर तुम्हें डायलॉग डिलीवरी मिल रही है तो ठीक है, लेकिन अगर डायलॉग डिलीवरी नहीं मिल रहा है ना, तुम्हारा सर पक जाता है. बस वो ये अजीब से लेटर्स आते हुए ए बी सी डी ए बी सी डी ए बी सी डी, पता है ए बी सी डी की जगह और भी कुछ वर्ड्स रहते हैं. एंड मेरा गला खराब है, तो अगर वॉइस अगर चेंज होके आ रही है तो सुन लो भाई, मेरी ही आवाज़ है, मेरा ही गला है, ये तुम्हारा ही रीटो है, ठीक है. अभी तुम्हारा बोल के भाई ले मत लेना मेरी, वरना मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर दूंगा. पता है तुम लोगों को स्ट्रीम बंद देखनी है, लेकिन फिर भी मैं बोलूँगा. हाउएवर मजाक बहुत हो गया. अरे यार कब तक लोड हो गए. फैन चालू है, किस्मत में आलू है भाई. आलू से याद आया भाई इसके. ओके, तो बाय द वे मैं बता देता हूँ मैं स्ट्रीम क्यों कर रहा हूँ. तो मुझे फंडिंग चाहिए, ठीक है. तो मैं एक एनीमे पे काम कर रहा हूँ जिसके लिए मुझे फंडिंग चाहिए, और वो फंडिंग मुझे यूट्यूब प्लेटफॉर्म से मिलेगी, क्योंकि ऑफ कोर्स आधेदार इंडियंस तो भाई कहीं ये ट्विच या डिस्कॉर्ड तो कोई जाके देखता नहीं है स्ट्रीम वगैरह, सारे के सारे यूट्यूब पे देखते हैं मोस्टली, इसीलिए. एक मिनट, मैं ना ये कमीशंस कहाँ पे मिलते हैं, यहाँ पे ना, एडवेंचरर्स गिल्ड, येट नॉट अनलॉक. वही तो अनलॉक करने तो जाना है. वही तो यहाँ पे ट्रेजरी और ये बहुत दूर दूर है. अल्केमी वही है, लेकिन फूड प्रोडक्शन आई मीन क्या बोलते हैं इसे, ये यहाँ पे. और यहाँ पे कोई ब्लैक स्मिथ, अच्छा ये है ना ब्लैक स्मिथ. मुझे ना एक बार साइलेंट कैरेक्टर्स चाहिए यार सही में ना. ये डायलॉग जो कैरेक्टर डायलॉग्स मारते हैं ना, बेसिकली दिमाग दर्द हो जाता है. मैंने ज़रा सेटिंग में जाके आवाज़ कम कर देता हूँ. ऑडियो डायलॉग वॉल्यूम भाई फुल कर रखे हैं, इतना काफ़ी है. एक मिनट, ये जगह तो मैंने देख रखी थी ब्लैक स्मिथ वाली. हाँ भाई, तो ये फीमेल एनपीसी पहली बार देख रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे. ओके, जाना किस साइड है मुझे, यहाँ पे टेलीपोर्ट होके चल लेता हूँ. लाइज द फेंट मूनलाइट ऑफ यस्टर ईस्ट ईयर. You stayed here. होटल डबोर्ड क्या ऐसा ही नाम है अजीब सा. एक मिनट, मुझे कमीशन क्वेस्ट करने थे. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे?
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have... It's easy to... Which is exactly why the Spina di... Those highful... It's a... Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people...
Yeah.
Well...
Guess that's Spina di...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe. I'm sure Lady Farik... I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm... valid point. I overlooked that part. Oh, you did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from...
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might... Why don't we give it a try after...
Huh?
भाई मेरे को भिड़ना है यार, उससे फाइट लेनी है मुझे हाइड्रा आर्कन से.
It's...
Alright. Honestly...
Is that so? Huh. If we're all finished eating...
Yeah.
किधर चले गए?
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... normal. You know, like you.
Okay. As for expense...
Hey, Navia, what are you...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
पार्टनर वॉचिंग नहीं आ रहा, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा। अरे
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. Just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
अरे यार, सारे के सारे फिर से डालने पड़ेंगे।
Cannot just rely on
Best flavor in the world? The sweet, sweet taste of victory. And that's why I've never spent a single more on any of my snacks. I've won them all fair and square. That's right.
cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Best flavor in the world? The sweet, sweet taste of victory. And that's why I've never spent a single more on any of my snacks. I've won them all fair and square. That's right.
ओके डन आई गेस। एक काम करता हूँ ना, ये जो मैंने हैशटैग्स लिख के रखे हैं अभी,
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
Just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
एक मिनट।
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Arataki numero uno Ito here in the flesh. Ha ha!
हाँ फाइनली आ गया मैं। ओके तो मैंने फाइनली हैशटैग सारे डाल दिए हैं। अभी आता हूँ मैं वापस। आई एम बैक। कुछ गड़बड़ लग रही है शायद मुझे मेरी सिटिंग
Don't underestimate the beetle.
ठीक है। ओके तो यहाँ पे एक और क्वेस्ट ऐड कर दिया गया है। कोई ना, मैं बाद में देख लूंगा। 20 मिनट से भाई एक ही वॉचिंग आ रही है, वो भी मेरी। कोई देख लो रे, कोई देख लो प्लीज, कोई देख लो।
Can't catch me.
यहाँ पे सुमेरु कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ यार, इन्होंने एक और ये मैप चेप दिया।
Attaboy. Stabilize. Bam!
Let me scribe.
कर क्या रहा हूँ मैं? वो मारता रह गया और मैं टेलीपोर्ट कर गया। टेलीपोर्ट कर गया। वो लवा करल भी सोच रहा होगा साले ये गया तो गया किधर। लवा करल नहीं है, क्या बोलेंगे उसे। उसका कुछ तो नाम है शायद, मिताचरल या फिर ऐसे कुछ। हाँ मिताचरल नाम है उसका, मिताक्रल मिताचरल। कितना डैमेज दिया मुझे? ज़्यादा नहीं, बस थोड़ा सा।
Can't catch me.
इधर नहीं, इधर क्या है? इन मनुष्यों से निपटना है। हो गया। पीछे 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 पीछे। क्या आइकॉनिक स्टाइल में पीटा है भाई उनको।
Can't catch me.
Frozen. No excuse for slacking.
Decided by destiny.
Cold cut. One.
Coming through. Attaboy.
कोई फायदा नहीं शील्ड, कोई फायदा नहीं भाई तेरे शील्ड लेके। पिटना तो तुझे मेरे याद तो है ऑफ कोर्स। कोई फायदा नहीं इसलिए। ओह फर्स्ट टाइम लाइक अंडरग्राउंड मिला है आई गेस मोस्ट। हाँ इससे भी पहले भी मिला था बट इस बार थोड़ा इजी हो गया स्पॉट करना। लाइक उन्होंने लाइक वो मार्क्स वगैरह डाल दिया ना उसमें। ओ हाँ ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट तो कंप्लीट हो गया तो 3 यहाँ पे स्टोरी आई मीन हैंग आउट इवेंट्स बाकी है, 2 स्टोरी क्वेस्ट बाकी है। उसके लिए मुझे ये कंप्लीट करना पड़ेगा और उसके लिए मुझे इधर जाना पड़ेगा। हाँ हाँ इधर क्या है? ओके बॉस है इधर। क्या नाम है इसका? आइस वाइड सूट। ये क्या देता? आर्टिफाइज्ड स्पेयर क्लॉकवर्क कंपोनेंट कॉपेलियस कॉपेलियस कैरेक्टर लेवल अप मटेरियल। वो तो पता है। अच्छा, 2 टाइप के मिलते हैं, कॉपी कॉपेलिया एक, और एक है कॉपेलिप्स सॉरी। ड्रॉप्ड बाय लेवल 30 आइस विंड सूट। अरे यार मुझे भाई
Not many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneus might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? Ugh. That's kind of spooky.
Vache. Vache.
ये वार्षे कौन है अभी?
Why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for... Hey, traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
ओशनेड?
Vache. Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? I'm... Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, no matter where I... But now, we can no longer go back. No! The thought of... If you meet Vache, perhaps, if only I could have comforted him. Is that what you call... It was a state... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first... I think I hear your... Farewell then.
ओके, ये दरवाज़ा लगा लेना चाहिए एक्चुअली। ओके, स्टोरी चल गई यार, क्या किस्मत है।
Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
ओह, लटका दिया। वेल, अपने से ज़्यादा पावरफुल नहीं है, कुछ भी कर लो।
Quick, now's our chance!
ओके, तो मुझे स्टार्टिंग में लगा भैंस क्या कि इसके पास जियो विजन है।
Thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand.
मैं वही स्टार्टिंग में
Before
सोच
I do so, Could you explain how you managed to show up here?
हाँ तो मैं बोल लूँ अभी. हाँ तो मैं ये सोच रहा था लाइक मैं अभी कन्फ्यूजन में पड़ गया. अभी वो डेंड्रो शूट हुआ पता नहीं कैसे, और मैं सोचने लगा कि भाई इसके पास जियो विजन है, ये डेंड्रो लाइक एबिलिटी कैसे यूज़ कर सकती है. अभी कन्फ्यूजन क्लियर हो गया.
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, isn't?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust.
ओके
He
तो
would do
एक
the same were he alive today.
ये डायलॉग मैं पहले भी कहीं तो सुन चुका हूँ आई गेस.
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be and what?
None of these I can only conclude.
चलो चलो
Yes,
चलो
I
चलो
will
टाइम
continue.
पास नहीं करना यहाँ पे. आपने ट्रैवलर को देख लो भाई, वो अलग ही नशे कर रहा
Right.
है.
I suppose that's the best news.
Demoiselle, I believe that...
I know. I just.
She's what?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to...
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really as such.
It will take.
If it were me...
Actually, now...
भाई जल्दी स्किप करो ना यार, कितना बात करते
To be
हैं.
honest,
यही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है आर कॉन्क्वेस्ट की ना, ये भाई बहुत ज्यादा टाइम कंज्यूम
that the
करते हैं.
Fanta tasted kind of salty and Fanta.
So the fun...
Yes.
Spina de...
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de... That's when I figured out that you...
What?
Well, speaking of which...
Well, it can't... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. Does that...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing.
New intel?
Well, let's hear it. Oh, that is important.
जो नहीं है एक बार सब्सक्राइब कर दो और डिस्कॉर्ड चैनल भी ज्वाइन कर लो जल्दी से जल्दी, और हाँ लाइक भी
That
कर देना.
name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose since he saw that, but he never gave testimony. Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully...
Don't worry, you two.
ओके इधर कुछ
Can't catch me.
अरे हाँ मुझे एक चीज चेक करनी थी, क्या वो इवेंट्स अभी भी है पानी के अंदर? ना लेट कर दिया मैंने यार, सारे इवेंट्स चले गए. कल के कल ही कर लेने चाहिए थे एक्चुअली ना मुझे. ये है, ये भी है, टेस्ट रन तो हो चुका है. ये क्वेस्ट है, ये क्वेस्ट है कैज़न सी हॉर्स, ये भी एक क्वेस्ट है। मैं कैज़न सी हॉर्स देखना चाहता हूँ ना एक्चुअली। कहाँ कैज़न में मिलेगा मुझे? ना आई गेस ये फॉन्टेन में मिलेगा मुझे, जहाँ भी है। ओके इस वाले एरिया के में वो मैं इधर चल के तो जाने वाला हूँ नहीं, तो चलना जल्दी टीपी मार। ओ वहाँ पे नहीं। फैन की स्पीड बहुत ज़्यादा लो होते हुए यहाँ पे यार मुझे रिग्रेट हो रहा है भाई सही में ना। अभी लाइक मैं कल के कल ही क्यों नहीं वो ये क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट कर दी। अब फालतू में चला गया मैं डेवोर खेलने। अगर डेवोर ना खेलता ना तो अभी तक मैं ये कंप्लीट कर दिया होता सारे के सारे एक ही बारी में। वो
Catch me.
अरे अरे
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our...
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's...
भाई इसके अंदर भी है दुकानें लोग वगैरह वगैरह।
Can't catch me.
क्या करूँगा एक्सपेक्ट यहाँ से? आर्टिफैक्ट्स तो एक्सपेक्ट कर नहीं सकता ऑफ कोर्स। तीन लाइक्स लेकिन सिर्फ एक की वॉचिंग।
This is your base?
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can...
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge.
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. My father's name is Callus. 3 years ago.
Oh no.
But I do not believe at the time, but strangely, that even after being serious... How could he protect his honor? If he's dead, the closest piece of info I have.
Ah,
That's right. However, I must know what really... If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the... And now, here I am investigating his death.
Seeking the truth.
Demoiselle, please.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so. Even our supporters decreased greatly due...
wait. If Callus was such a good...
No. Perhaps people love watching the...
But how could... Never...
There is one...
Oh. Her? Yeah. That's not the...
Miss Cloran, she knew Master Callus before. There was...
It's...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Cloran told us that, yes, that is our...
Oh, Pop, all right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to... Thanks.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. Whether it be responsibility for Spina di Rosula or Master Callus's death, it all landed on Demoiselle's shoulders so suddenly. This won't do. I must become stronger.
Let's rest. Rest. A peaceful night passed under.
I once slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that, but...
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been, I suspect. No. And that is the archives kept by if the OC.
So Nervalette. In that case, let's go.
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
इवेंट जाने में कितने दिन बचे हुए? ओके, एक हफ्ता है बस मेरे पास. ओके, 143 जेनेसिस क्रिस्टल्स आई नीड टू कलेक्ट. डिटेल्स में जाता हूँ ना, एक बार हिस्ट्री में जाता हूँ एक्चुअली ना मैं, एक बार वेपन बैनर के. लास्ट टाइम मुझे 5 स्टार क्या मिला था? इवेंट वेपन विश. तो ओके, द डॉकलैंड्स असिस्टेंट 4 स्टार. बस मतलब ये हर बार रीसेट होता रहता है. तो मतलब अब तक मेरे से 15 विशेष हो चुके हैं. एक्चुअली 15 भी नहीं हुई है. 10 और 3 13. भाई कैसे भी करके स्टाफ अप होना चाहिए अभी ना मुझे. आई डोंट केयर उसके लिए क्या कितने मेहनत लगेगी, क्या करना कुछ चाहिए, मतलब चाहिए. इवेंट विश तो मैंने गवा दिया. अभी ब्लैक देखता हूँ और कौन से तरीके है. तो इधर से 420 मिल जाएंगे एक्चुअली ना, ये वाला क्वेस्ट करके. हाँ, इवेंट आज के दिन बस सेकंड ही अनलॉक हुआ है. अच्छा नहीं, ये अनलॉक. हाँ, अभी 6 दिन बाकी है वैसे.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalette's files are really...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust me.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
ओके तो इन्होंने क्राइंग वाले सीन्स भी डाल रखे हैं जिसके अंदर आंसू भी निकल दे. गुड जॉब गेंशिन.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
कहीं ये इमोशन के चक्कर में कहीं अपने को फंसा ना दे. मेरा तो अभी भी डाउट आ रहा है कि ये बाद में पहले की करके अपने कोई. हाँ बट डबल साइडेड माइंड. आई मीन क्या बोल रहे हैं, डबल माइंड.
Navia, are you okay?
डबल थिंकिंग, सॉरी, टू साइडेड थिंकिंग.
I'm fine. Rain.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
कौन सा ड्रैगन
Now
था
that I
वो?
think of it, on the day my father was...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots early? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. Let's go then.
Poisson. वैसे काफी सारे अंडरग्राउंड रास्ते इन्होंने ऐसे बना रखे हैं ना जिनके अंदर जाने में एक्चुअल में इंटरेस्ट आता है.
Whoa, what a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for...
Well, pues...
ये एक्टिवेट करना तो रह गया. वे पॉइंट.
Can't catch me.
अभी ऊपर. अच्छा ये रहा रास्ता.
Maloose, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most... You said before that you still had some business.
You still remember?
Yes, the case was quite similar.
Could you tell...
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance.
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink synth, and if you were to stop drink, as he oversaw...
Boss is uncompromised. Not only that...
Yes. Recognizing that, the man's name was that night. But then... Sounds just like Lenny's. Looking back on it, though... Precisely. But, considering it now, it's almost certain... You're right.
Jacques was an empathetic... I think this third person is... On that note, however... Our opponent, even though Spina, there is no need...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful, did he think I've never accepted that. I want to find...
Navia.
This is indeed...
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. But what drove...
What?
And the serial 5 years with knowing all of this. But as long as you... If something were to happen...
Right.
As we've seen, boss...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Malus, what was the key evidence?
It's the location when he was threatening. But if you want to...
Why? If we
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against... There's no telling what but a single... The worst case...
then, in that,
Well, you saw...
But things are...
you sound like you've put a lot of thought.
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion when I announced if the vendors didn't, after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. The Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. It's,
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guards, since Thierry...
I see. To think that the enemy...
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry.
Of course. And thank you, Malus.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you...
Oh, thank you so
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth.
यार सिटी ऑफ जस्टिस में साला हम ही को जस्टिस बना डाला है यहाँ पे. देखो यहाँ पे टेलीपोर्ट कर लो और भाग लो. इजीएस्ट ऑप्शन.
Can't catch me.
बगल में ही था वो.
It is settled then.
Thank you for arranging. Excuse me, miss. Do you need... Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
यो हीरो जी नमस्कार, वेलकम, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Cal, he tried to do
भाई मत
found
करो
out
टाइम
Papa
जल्दी
didn't
करो
say
आगे
before
आगे
he
लेते.
left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I
What
don't
does
know
that
that for
mean?
sure. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Cal, even if...
But Mama, Papa always
Well,
Yeah.
Pa, then you should hold on, regardless of whether...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
क्या कर रहे हो? अभी तो लाइक क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट कर रहा हूँ. एक मनुष्य तो मतलब मैंने एनकाउंटर करी है कि
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
हाँ तो
Laurent
मैं
should
क्या
be
बोल
nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
हाँ तो एक मनुष्य मुझे एनकाउंटर हो रखी है अभी, जो कि है भाई जितने भी मिशंस बचे हुए थे ना, लाइक वो जो इवेंट के आए थे क्वेस्ट्स यहाँ पे बाहर मिशन में ये मैप में, सारे के सारे चले गए. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने कर दिया लेट. Congratulations, Rito. You have won.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation.
मैं अभी एथर गेजर कर रहा हूँ. गेजर?
Reason being, Mr. Callus had
ये
left his
geyser
gun
क्या
on
होता
the
है?
table. But according to about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's
At
very
least from
possible.
our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. The gun he was holding?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But hold on. He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine. Did he lose all...
About that, I'll tell you everything.
I understand. And if I may just... Many people have... But it was Mr. Cat no matter what...
Don't worry. You and all are...
Oh, sorry.
Can't catch me!
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
अच्छा गेम है क्या? एक मिनट देखता हूँ मैं जरा कौन सा गेम है. मैं भी देखेगा कौन सा. अच्छा ये ओके. ये तो थोड़ा थोड़ा लाइक होंकाई इम्पैक्ट वाली फीलिंग दे रहा है. क्या पता शायद बढ़िया हो चाहे बकवास हो उससे बट हाँ बाबर.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, okay.
are you sure there is...
I mean, Callus did it. It would be next to him.
Ah, yes. What happened at the...
Ah, if you want to go,
That'd be much...
of course. Why do you ask?
Well, so... if you...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it. If you try to make removing a serial number, so I can promise you. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the...
भाग 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 बेटे भाग. अरे कहाँ भाई? हाउ अबाउट अगर मैं इधर से ओके. कहाँ है मार्शल? नीचे पूरा ये लैंड. Who is good? You get 40
Hello,
or more
how may I
pull
help
in.
you? I'm here to see Marcel.
Sorry,
Could you
I need
please
to
let
go
him
by.
know?
Sui.
You can just say
Sui.
Navi is looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Bye bye, and make sure to take care. Okay.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to...
Yes,
Oh!
that's right. I also witnessed to beat the hydro...
Oh,
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel...
Yes, I was...
Exactly.
मुझे ना इसके
I
अंकल और
still
वो
don't have much solid...
Oh,
पुलिस वाले पे डाउट आ रहा है.
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also... If not for the vid...
alas. But rest assured, if anyone dare...
Thank you, Uncle. Do you have any new thoughts?
Ah, the confrérie was... Then I heard this...
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth come...
Go over clues.
We've talked to all three...
none of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Anyway.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right.
According to Jacques' family members...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel? My father did, and with funds from the contra... Still real... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole... Theory, you say? But... I didn't...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
मैं पहले ही बोला था.
Missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these 3, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all—
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and spec—
Yes. We need far more solid proof—
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you—
Yeah.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide. You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to...
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
We heard. It's our hope.
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Araneas, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malu's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
अरे वे पॉइंट कैसे छोड़ सकते हैं? अच्छा वो रहा ना.
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. Ah, you're right. Navia's
ये बात कैसे कर रहे हैं पानी के अंदर? एक चीज क्लियर करो मुझे पहले.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
इसको घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default.
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head furry. Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with, and if the charge fails...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the... Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand... Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
यार भाई
Apologies, sir. It all
अकेले
just
अकेले
happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on.
अरे यार भाई अकेले अकेले रह के बोर हो चुका है यार कोई कमेंट कर दो यार अच्छा सा भाई
I
प्लीज
think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charge.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of CORSAIR. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance Jacques lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot... The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
चलो अभी थोड़ा सा
The one with the... after that, the... however...
मेरी बारी
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin. This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
ये लग रहा है
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events. Ah, so that's what happened. Wait,
You're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims? I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go
एक मिनट
home.
मैं जरा
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender. That makes sense to me. Monsieur Nivelet, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction. Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense. I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice.
Shambhu Kaka, welcome to the stream.
Was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone?
एक मिनट
Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him. So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring? That's right. Do you have any proof? Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent.
तो बेटा आशीर्वाद नहीं लोगे शंभू काका का?
I don't
अरे
need your
जरूर लेंगे,
apology,
लेकिन आपके
your
चरण नहीं
guilt,
दिख रहे ना.
or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice. So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
ये लो दिख गया अब ले लो.
No need to appeal to pathos.
ये पैर तो नहीं
I won't
दिख
try to
रहे
refute
भाई.
your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
I don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas,
Shambhu
who won't
Kaka
feel
पाए
at least a
लागू.
little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter. But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
अच्छा ये सब छोड़ो, ये बताओ आपके दोस्त कब आएंगे? उनके साथ मजा आता है. जीते रहे पुत्र. अरे धन्यवाद धन्यवाद. कुछ और आशीर्वाद दे देते, जल्दी अमीर बन जा, जल्दी सब्सक्राइबर गेम कर लो. ऐसा कुछ देते तो भाई चरणामृत पी लेता मैं आपके. चलो जाने दो, ये भी ठीक है.
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my...
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got at this rate. Navi will be convicted for falsely accused.
I think you've done us a... But aren't you going... He wished for you to... Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even...
I was waiting for you to say that.
फंस गया रे. मुझे पता अभी ये पॉइंट कहाँ कनेक्ट होगा, लेकिन कैसे स्पॉइल करने से अच्छे चीजों को सीधा ही दिखा दो. अरे चलो जान दो, कोर्ट रूम में देख लेंगे. पार्टी सेटअप। सही तो है।
Shadows of fate.
I will have order.
अच्छा चल आशीर्वाद, तुम 10 दिनों में अरे भाई गर्लफ्रेंड ही नहीं है, बाप का से बनेगा। और अगर बन भी गया तो भाई घर वाले मेरे सुताई कर देंगे यार, अंडर एज हूँ मैं। भैया जी हम अंडर एज है। Something inside. एक मिनट, मुझे ना हाँ इससे एबिलिटी लेनी पड़ेगी। ये हुई ना बात। ये रहा मैकेनिज्म, खोलो अभी से। नॉर्मली में हम ये देखते हैं कि भाई गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट में पानी का लेवल कम होता है, लेकिन आज पहली बार देख रहा हूँ गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट में, पहली बार देख रहा हूँ गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट में पानी का लेवल बड़ा है करके। पर अगर साइन ना भी दिखाता तो भी इधर ही जाने वाला था मैं। चलो चलो चलो, अब मुझे भूख लग रही है बहुत ज़्यादा ना।
Stabilize. Attaboy. Attaboy. Gather. Showtime! Bam!
ओह हिचकी। ओके और बढ़ गया, नाइस नाइस नाइस। ओके व्हाट?
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
आई गेस अभी इसको बढ़ाने के लिए हाइड्रोक्यूलस लगेंगे मुझे।
Catch me.
अरे ओके
Let me scratch.
कहाँ चला रहा है भाई अपनी मशीन गन?
Delved into destiny.
Can't catch me. Let's roll.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find... Let's see what's written. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs. He can act when I concur. Let's sense... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all this. If you dilute it with Paimon, will take
Primordial water pool.
What's this over here? Looks like some experiment. No, the experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just, how can someone write something that terrible in such a matter of fact? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why... Do you really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Nah.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... So that's it? No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would... In any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in prop... Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep! What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here, and then they were turned into what? And all the boxes of things. These names... We've looked at almost everything here. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals... No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, sure thing.
प्रेस V to navigate, लेकिन navigate जाना किधर है? ओके
You take that some.
आफ्टर सम टाइम, एक मिनट मैं अभी आया.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Yeah, nothing that I expected.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
A book?
Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a So many. The final name, Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son? Hey!
चलो अभी कोर्ट में जाके खुलासा करेंगे थोड़ा. चलो
And
चलो
whose
चलो.
image do you see? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that. As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
ये वाला.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
We've
बोला था.
investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established. This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vinier is dead.
I know how to bring her back.
Always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved. No matter...
अबे रुक जा चमन.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignere. Our promise. We made a promise. Vignere, please.
At this point, the
Fine by me.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances cases.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves! Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia guilty.
What? Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The origin.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Upgrade! Yay! खा लिया फटका.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
इसने तो एक ही फटके में धो डाला भाई. एक मिनट. जोंगली ने भी ऐसे ही धोया होगा.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called just... My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give
give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance. And, of course, for if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that...
अरे स्ट्रीम बंद करने का टाइम हो गया भाई.
So you're saying...
She probably just put on. However, please be.
Alright, after all...
ओके तो मैं स्ट्रीम को यहीं पे बंद करने वाला हूँ क्योंकि मेरा हो रखा है दिमाग हैंग. ठीक है, अभी दिमाग पूरा के पहले सांस ही ले लेता हूँ. हाँ, तो मैं बोल रहा था मेरा अभी दिमाग हैंग हो रखा है कि भाई चाइल्ड गिल्टी कैसे है. ठीक है भाई, तेरे पीछे जज खड़ा है, उसके सामने ऐसे एक्ट मत कर. हाँ तो अब ठीक है. तो मेरा अभी दिमाग थोड़ा सा हैंग हो रखा है, उसको मैं थोड़ा सा रिफ्रेश करने जा रहा हूँ. उसके लिए मुझे लगेगा पूरे के पूरे 8 घंटे और उसके बाद लगेगा और 6 घंटे का रेस्ट, क्योंकि मुझे स्कूल जाना है, ट्यूशन जाना है, उसके बाद घर आना है. उसके बाद मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम करूँगा और खाना भी खाना है अभी. तो एनीवेज, होप सो आप सबको स्ट्रीम पसंद आई होगी. आइए तो एक बार लाइक कर देना. मैं एक और बार, अगर लाइक कर रखा है तो डिस्कॉर्ड चैनल भी ज्वाइन कर लो और सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना और बेल आइकन भी प्रेस कर देना ताकि लाइव स्ट्रीम हर बार ही देखते रहो. और मैं लाइक एक मिनट, हाँ ठीक है, मैं कहा था हाँ. और मेक श्योर टू सब्सक्राइब और साथ में बेल आइकन भी प्रेस कर देना ताकि सारे के सारे अपडेट्स मिलते रहे टाइम पे. एंड मैं माइनक्राफ्ट सीरीज़ भी बहुत जल्द लेके आने वाला हूँ, लेकिन अभी कैसे मेंबर्स नहीं मिल रहे हमारे सर्वर के लिए, तो अभी उन्हीं को ढूंढने में बिजी हूँ मैं. एंड आज के लिए बस इतना ही. होप सो आप सब, मैं कितनी बार बोलूँगा ये. एनीवेज गाइस, अगर आज के लिए बस इतना ही. दिस इज रिटो साइनिंग आउट.